What is up, everyone?
What up?
Welcome to the Unaware Podcast with your hosts, Andrew Ludy.
Paul Canner.
Oh, man. So just so you guys know, this is the first episode. And Paul, every single episode that we do this is, what are you going to do?
I'm going to try to introduce myself in a different way every episode.
So you got to remember everything you do. So good luck.
I know,
basically.
right? It's going to be tough.
But welcome to the podcast, guys. Well, obviously, this is the first episode.
Dude, I'm so excited.
I am as well, man. It's been a couple months.
I feel like we've been waiting years to do this.
Kind of, because rewind, what was it? Right before quarantine, the podcast, we would record the little episodes every now and then. So kind of,
yeah.
But it's been a couple months in the making, and we're doing it.
We're finally here.
Well, why don't we start off with just telling the people, the listeners, a little bit about who we are. So, Paul, if you wanna go first, who's Paul Canner?
Yeah, so I am Paul Canner. I grew up in Fairfield, Ohio. Go Indians.
Good old Fairfield, Ohio.
I went to college at Miami University. Go Redhawks.
A super senior.
I was a little bit of a legend there because I went for 5.5 years and was in 3 different graduating classes. It seemed like, and
you belong with my class. Though.
I couldn't graduate. I couldn't leave. Couldn't graduate.
Did you want to leave?
Eventually, I did want to leave.
Because that last month, we were roommates in his last semester. You were ready to. You were like,
I
I'm so
hated
done.
school.
Yeah,
I was such a terrible student.
So this is a bit of a sidetrack, but he waited to do his last assignment, to graduate, till the day before.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was stressed for you.
Yeah,
I ended up out.
Getting a 60 in the class,
Which
is
passing.
Like the lowest grade that you can possibly get without failing.
He almost stayed another semester is basically what we're saying.
I was almost a full 6 year.
To
just to get an
laps.
Undergrad degree.
Yep. You literally could have gotten like an undergrad and like something else with that.
I could have gotten like a bachelor's degree and then an associate's degree.
Or some MBAs or whatever,
some minors.
Wherever you want to go.
I didn't even have a minor.
You didn't have a minor?
No.
I thought you had to.
No, I did the, what's it called? With the classes all put together. Thematic sequence.
Nice. We had to have a thematic sequence.
Yeah, we don't have to have a minor, though. You can either have a thematic sequence or a minor.
Huh? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you
graduated.
My thematic sequence is geography.
You're kind of using that in your job.
Kind of, yeah. I work for the Butler County Metro Parks.
Yeah. So you're kind of using the education there.
Yeah.
Not your major though. You're going to use that ever.
Yep.
So, which is normal.
Yeah. My job now is I go around at night and close the parks.
Yeah.
Kick people out. So if you're making out in your car, you're done.
You hear the whoop whoop. And Paul Kenner goes, get out of the park. Thank you, please.
The park is now closing. Please leave.
Or else I'm going to lock you in.
I have locked a lot of people in.
Man.
It's actually
what do people
my favorite part of my job.
They drive around the fence? Like
their car is stuck there. They can't get out. Like people don't know this, but the fences, like the gates at parks are strategically put so that you cannot drive around them. Like they'll put trees or like rocks, like huge rocks right next to them that are less than a car like width so that you cannot escape.
Now, our friend Micah was locked in an Armco and drove through the ditch to get out.
People will do crazy things. Like there's a park in Middletown. Someone tried to drive through the gate and then bent it. So it was broken.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did the car make it out?
I have no idea. This was before I started working there.
Oh, man. That's
But I was
crazy.
like, what happened to this gate? I like asked one of my coworkers, and they're like, oh, someone tried to drive through it. I'm like, that didn't go well for them.
No,
Probably. There's
it's
no
a
way.
metal.
There's no way that went well for them.
At least they tried.
They tried.
They get like a little ribbon
They really did
participant
try.
award. But yeah, you graduated.
Graduated.
So congrats to that, and now you're here.
Now I'm here.
What's a fun fact?
Fun fact.
Putting you on the spot.
Oh, fun fact. Oh gosh. I used to pitch horseshoes competitively.
See, I didn't know that until I went over to your house and saw all of the and you have a like thing set up at your house, like a professional
Like a
ring
court,
toss
yep.
course, whatever you call
Ring
it.
toss. Horseshoe court.
Horseshoe court. That's
yeah,
what it
we
is.
have clay too. They're clay pits.
Yeah, it's legit, guys. Like,
Mhm.
and we played. I didn't do too bad for never playing.
Yeah, you weren't bad.
I made a few. What is it? Ringers when you.
Yeah,
when you-
ringers.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, they're called ringers.
Amazing. I got
Yeah,
it
I
right.
actually competed in the World Horseshoe Tournament for juniors 2 years. For 2 years.
How'd you do?
I got second place 1 year in my division class or whatever it's called. And then I think I got like fifth or sixth. I didn't do bad.
Not bad. Not
It
bad.
was not bad. I had like a 30 something. No. Like upper 20s ringer percentage.
Not bad.
Don't quote me on that.
I'll quote you on that. Well, that is a little bit about Paul Canner, the
I also love disc golf.
co-host. We'll get into that later. So the man is addicted. Some would say.
Yeah. Let's hear about you,
Me?
Ludi.
Oh, me. Well,
Ludus.
yeah. like people like they use my last name in a lot of different ways. They say a lot of different nicknames. It's good.
Andrew has so many nicknames.
It's pretty fun. And I
Yeah.
know who says which one, so I know who's calling me.
They're all individual.
I will tell you, Ryan Burkett said Ludus the other day, and I was like, "You've been hanging out with Paul," and he goes, "I have," because you're the only one that says Lutus. And B, so Ryan Burkett normally goes like Luty, and he said Lutus, and I was like, "Whoa, hold up, buddy." Paul says that. You have never once said that in your life.
I claim that one.
You did.
That's mine.
So, fun fact about me, my last name is used for several nicknames. But I also grew up in the Ohio area, but specifically Dayton region. Great city, kind of like Cincinnati as well. So I'm in between both.
It's about 40 minutes from my house.
Yeah, about 40 minutes.
38, if I'm being exact.
35 if you speed.
35 when I speed.
Yeah.
When I speed.
I also
Just
went
kidding. I don't speed. That's
to-
illegal.
Well, everyone speeds, let's be honest. I've met like one person who doesn't speed. And I guarantee you they've
Justin
sped at least
Fisher.
once. Justin's sped before. I was in the car with him. I also graduated from Miami University. However, did not do it in 5.5. I did it in 3.5 years.
2 less years than me. What a concept.
What a concept. But I will say you staying there longer is what allowed us to meet.
Mhm.
So, because technically we would have met, but I would have been what?
I would have
freshman
been
when you
gone,
were
dude. Like
a senior?
yeah, I would have been like a senior.
Or no, junior. You'd have been a junior when I was a freshman, right?
What year did you graduate?
2017 in high school. What
You
year?
graduated high school in 2017?
Mhm.
Yeah, I would have been a junior.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
So sophomore, senior, right? And then my junior and senior year is year 2
Mm-hmm.
victory laps, essentially. And that's when we really became close and friends. So if you did leave, you would not be on the Unaware podcast right
I
now.
know.
You
We
wouldn't be
wouldn't
the
even
co-host.
be here right now.
So-
You probably wouldn't be playing disc golf.
That's true. So life would be different.
Dude, life would be so different.
It's always like the weird little things. Like if I had stayed one more year, I wonder what would happen.
Like,
you know?
I'm so grateful that I was able to stay an extra year and a half and just make the friendships and the
Yeah.
bonds that I made in that
Mm.
time.
Well,
Like, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
just from an
Like,
outside
I hated
perspective.
the school part, obviously, but
Really, I couldn't tell.
but college isn't just school. Like, college is an experience,
mm-hmm.
and you make it with your friends and your enemies,
Yeah, yeah.
and you just
Did you have enemies?
did I have enemies? I kind of
At
not
times. I mean,
Yeah.
you made people mad, but like I feel like we all do.
really. We all
So,
have enemies,
I don't know if I'd call them enemies.
frenemies.
Sure.
We all have frenemies.
We'll go with that.
But yeah, you make
Um,
these experiences, and that is what makes college, I think.
I think that's a good take.
It's not the school.
Well, I think the school helps in the initial part.
I didn't go to
Like-
the school.
You went to you're a Dirty Branch kid. You went to Miami Hamilton, not
I
Miami
did.
Oxford.
I went to Miami Hamilton for 3 years.
Yeah,
That's
And
also a
then-
fun fact.
yeah.
Why are we talking about me again?
Because I struggle to talk about myself.
Talk about yourself, Andrew.
Tacos.
tell
I
the
like
people.
tacos.
Tacos are good. Taco
They
Bell.
are. So I
Bell.
majored in marketing. I have a job in marketing. This is something I'm doing on the side, and I created Project Unaware and the Unaware podcast,
Mhm.
and I think I love the outdoors. Anything kayaking, skydiving, scuba diving, disc golf. If it's outside, I have probably done it, and I love it. And that is just what my brain is always thinking about, is just going and doing something like camping and relaxing, hammocking, anything. So let's see. I made you do a fun fact. Fun fact about me. Let's see. Man, I'm blanking on a fun fact. I'm trying to think. Oh, I almost died one time walking into the middle of a drug deal. And you know that abandoned mall in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
In
Cincinnati Mills?
Yeah. So the one that used to have like the Toys R Us and the Bass Pro Shop and everything.
Yeah.
But now there's only the one arcade inside
Yeah,
of it,
Arcade Legacy.
which is really fun if you go. It's a great time. But me, Justin, and Micah were going there right before we got placed as
Mhm.
leaders because we had time to kill. And we drove around to the back, and there was this parking garage that had a bunch of graffiti, old cop cars. Like, it was really cool.
Right.
So we were like, oh, let's explore, take pictures of it.
Dude, I used to go to that mall when it was like a mall. Like
I never have.
it wasn't just nothing.
one arcade.
Yeah,
and,
one arcade.
A bunch of nothing. Well, now it's a place where people do drugs
It's
and
abandoned.
do deals. So, yeah, we walked into that drug deal, right? And this
Just in
guy
the parking garage.
on the back.
Oh,
side.
okay.
So nothing's back there, and all of a sudden we see these dudes, and we're like, "Oh crap!" Like,
Yeah. Oh no.
and a guy like yells from all the way across the parking garage at us, like, "Hey!" And he like starts running at us, and Mike and Justin are like, "What do we do?" And I was like, "Let's just talk to him. Like, if we run, that could be bad. Like, we have my truck, so the manual unlock, and they're all squeezing. It's only the front, so like 3 grown
my
dudes are
gosh.
squeezing, right?" So I'm like, all right, I'll talk to him. So I walk up, I'm like, hey sir, like what's wrong? We're just, and he's like, you can't, he was like nervous, but like also very yelling, like, I don't know. And he like flashed what was hilarious. It was a plastic fake badge. He's like, I'm security here. You guys have to leave. You have to leave right now. Or like, you can't be here. And we're like, sorry, sir. Like, we didn't mean to, And he's not dressed at all like a cop. He has like a raggedy clothes on, and the dude is
Selling
Yeah.
some drugs.
yeah. And then all of a sudden, like 4 other guys walk out of the shadows, and they're like walking towards us. They're like, hey man, and he's like, no, they're good, they're leaving. And the guy, I think he's looking out for us, honestly.
Yeah.
'Cause he's like, you need to leave like right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, okay, we'll leave. So we go get in the truck, and all of a sudden, like, cop car sirens and people are running, and like they all hop in cars and speed out of there, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna leave. We never saw anything.
Oh my God.
And they're like, I mean, these cars they were driving like over. It's like a ramp out of the garage.
Yeah.
And like, and they are zooming as cop cars are coming.
That is crazy.
So, and then we all looked at each other like, we could have just died. Like, because the dudes behind the guy who was talking to us did not look like kind gentlemen. They looked pretty mean. So, but yeah, that was, I guess that's a fun story, fun fact story.
Fun fact story.
But as time goes on, you'll learn more about us, and obviously a lot of people who listen to this will be our friends at first. But you know, if you find yourself back here after who knows how long, that's a little bit about
10 years later.
good old Paul and me. So, now obviously this, you know, like I said before, is the first show that we've recorded
The very first
on July 5th.
official
which this
episode.
will launch nowhere near a record date because we're going to get a few down. But
Happy 4th, though.
yeah, happy 4th. Probably like a month late or a whole year in advance if you want to think about it that way. So you might be wondering, or you probably are wondering, what are you listening to? You know, what's the goal of this?
What is this? What is this, Andrew?
You
what
know,
is
what
Project
to
Unaware?
take away, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, this first podcast is going to be really about explaining, you know, the idea behind this, where we want to take it, and kind of letting it grow and see where, you know, it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the beauty of this is, yes, there is
Yes.
an idea behind it, but there's also so much room for it to go and grow into what it will be. So I guess I can talk about what
Yeah, dude.
led me to it.
Yeah,
maybe?
what made you want to start Project Unaware, and what was like your goal behind it and your vision for the future?
Those are three big questions, man.
Oh, sorry.
Well, we'll start with
We'll start with
what
the
made me
first one.
start it.
What made you want to do this?
So I guess, well, even backwards to that is Paul. I asked to be my co-host for the podcast, and he is so graciously accepted. So,
Yes, I have.
but what really made me start it, man, is, I mean, we both graduated in December, and you know, I got this really nice job. I was fortunate enough to get, you know, this marketing communications job that I really enjoy, and I had been working there for, oh man, what was it? 2 months. I was 2 months in, and I
Are you
was
talking about like the AT&T?
no, with Reynolds.
Oh, with Reynolds and Reynolds.
Yeah. So, you know, I was going in every week. I mean, I still work there, so. But
Yeah,
I was, you know, in the beginning learning so much, right? Real world experience. I just had this like creative urge every time I came home because I'm learning about writing and, you know, even podcast
Right.
stuff and producing media and getting to work with all these creative minds. It just kept burning this fire to do something. And then, you know, plus that, I was reading 2 to 3 books at the same time. You know, one,
Big reader guy.
well, not normally, but I've been trying to build that habit, and it's been up and down. So same with journaling. I've been trying to get into journaling. That's difficult for me as well, but we try. So, you know, these 2-3 books, which I'll talk about probably at another time, because they did have a huge impact and helped this. But
Andrew's book review.
maybe we'll do a little book review. You know, all of that, and just sitting there at my desk over there, I was like, I need to do something. Like, I want to create, I want to build something that can be mine, that I can grow with and just
Right.
go for. Maybe build something that outlives me. I don't know, you know, and people never try. And I was like, I just got to take the first step. Like, what is
Right.
it? Right. And the first step is kind of figuring out what what it is. Like I knew I wanted to create something. And so I had two ideas at the same time. They both like hit me. One was one of these days I'm going to go backpack Europe and just like let go of everything.
Dude.
Grab a
big
backpack and just go for like 3 months to a year, right? And
big
just
aspiration guy right there.
Peace out. Yeah, because it's one of my dreams. I've always wanted to do that. And
if I come back, then I come back. If I
and
don't,
I come back. If I don't, I don't.
died in
You know?
the European wilderness.
Yeah, and I died happy. I died a happy man. Maybe in like terror in the last few months, but I was happy because I was
Maybe
doing
you
what
got
I
mauled
loved.
by a bear.
That would be
Who
very
knows?
sad. So let's hopefully that doesn't happen.
Hopefully, fingers crossed that does not
Fingers
happen.
crossed. Hopefully, I come back from Europe and not being mauled by a bear. That would be
No,
that'd be great.
That would be ideal.
Don't know when Europe will be, but that was one idea. And my second idea that like led into this was, well, while I'm there, I'd love to interview people about their culture, about who they are, about the differences, and ask them all these questions, right? You know, and like really just get that perspective that I don't really have. You know, I grew up in America. I grew up in Ohio. It's a very small
Right.
community of people.
You don't know what's going on in.
Yeah, it's a bigger
Scotland.
world, right? Like, or you know, Africa or Switzerland or anywhere. You know, there's always
Even
different
England,
people
dude.
with different stories, and I just want to learn about that. And so I was like, why don't I just interview people about that and put it on? And then that led to, why don't I just start something now? And what's funny is I was on the phone with Amanda Adams, kind of just talking about those two things.
She's our graphic designer.
She is. She's designing all our logos and good stuff. And she's like, dude, like, you just go for it. Like, she's like, you're almost inspiring
Dude,
to a point.
Just send it.
In a way, but I think sending it is a little different than what I do. Because sending is like, dude, I'm just gonna flip and send it,
Dude,
bro.
I'm just gonna send it, bro.
Whereas like there is some thought and intentionality behind. I do send it, in college. I was like, I'm just gonna flip it.
I'm just
but,
gonna send it.
She was kind of getting at like, and other people have said this too, which is what really led to Project Unaware, is like the lifestyle that I've chosen to live. If I set my mind to something or I want to do it, like I go for it, even if I don't know what it fully entails or what challenges I'll face. Like I kind of live my life of, okay, I'm gonna start taking a step towards it and I'll figure it out. And that really made me wonder, like, why don't other people do that? Like, I have so many friends that sit there and say, man, I want to do this. I want to learn piano. I want to go to Canada. I want to go to Arcadia National Park. Like, whatever it is, people are so full of these dreams and ambitions and goals, and yet
I feel called out for the Acadia one.
you weren't the person I was talking about, but see, it works, guys. It's just like people don't go for things, like sometimes they do, or they wait for the right timing, which can be wise. That's not what this is about. What this really led to is like people just almost have too much information, or they're scared of the unknown, right? If they don't know everything in this day and age, because you have your phone, right? You can Google and get an answer to relative like anything.
Everything.
Basically. Like, yeah,
Literally
there's a few
everything.
things that maybe you can't get an answer to or whatever.
Like
like
what?
I don't know, what question 17 on your math test that
I'm sure it's somewhere.
that your teacher made up personally.
It's somewhere.
Maybe from the year prior.
From the class from first period.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. But that's not on Google. So you can use your phone to text, Scott, hey man, what was the test like? But, in like big overview, you can figure out pretty much anything. Think about YouTube. If you wanted to learn a language, all you have to do is go Google like Spanish lessons or Italian, German, whatever, and it's there. There's so much information there that it's almost become like over aware. Like we have too much information to do anything.
So we're unaware that we have too much information.
Yeah, I guess you could say that is like, we use it as an excuse because we're scared to start it. Like we don't know where to start because there's too much. Or since we can't know everything because we're actually trying something, that scares us too. And so that really led to the idea of, okay, like maybe I, start something, write about my views and why I do what I do. And, that led to Project Unaware, which is the website that I've been building that will have a blog on it and, highlighting small creators that I'm like, that, like those people are going for it, and just a bunch of stuff, and how it's all the podcast stuff. And then, it led to the podcast is, why don't we also talk about it?
The pod.
The Unaware podcast. And so the word unaware really stemmed from, I was reading Love Does, which was one of the books I was reading.
Bob Goff.
And it talked about, Bob Goff. It talked about faith. I am a religious man, and I do believe in a God. And I've always been someone who's very independent. And a lot of things I get out with my own intelligence and skills, and never...
You do have a lot of skills.
I never really rely on like my faith or fall on like to God. And one of the things he said in the middle chapter was like, it's okay to be unaware and trust God, which is something I never do. So where the word unaware came from is like three things. There's one, just a personal reminder for me in my everyday faith that, it's okay not to know. Like, because at starting this, like, I'm almost a hypocrite because I want to know everything, right? Like, I love learning, I love knowing, I love being right. It's a bit of a fault of mine.
That you do.
But I am also scared of not knowing like the future, unless it comes to like the lifestyle that I live, which is so weird. Like when it comes to adventure, school, like exciting stuff, it's like, I don't know, let's go figure it out. So it's almost this dual-edged sword. Is like, yeah, it's a reminder for me, but it's also a way for me to help other people, which is something I think out of everything I do, one of my biggest passions is helping people.
I would agree with that.
Thanks, Paul.
I have seen it firsthand. You will drop everything. If someone like calls you or texts you, you'll be like, "Yeah, I'll be over in 10 minutes." You will give someone the shirt off your back if they need it.
I appreciate that. It's just, I think it's part of how I was raised and just who I am. But
I think that's a great quality to have, dude.
Oh, thanks, man. I think so too. There's sometimes it is maybe too much, but it's with everything and figuring it out. And so with Project Unaware, I want to use this to help people like chase their dreams, go for something, even if it's small. Like,
right on.
Just take a little step and learn something about yourself. Like, it is okay not to know like what's beyond that first step of, I'm gonna go learn the flute. I don't know, like whatever it is, whatever weird thing it is.
Please learn the flute.
Teach yourself or go find a teacher. Like, there's so much stuff in this world that we can do to, grow ourselves and learn or have fun or, whatever it is, right? Like, and we just hold ourselves back. Like, we build up so many barriers and just don't let ourselves do it. And so if this podcast or, our website, the blog, just personal interaction with me just can even help you take that first step, like, I'm done. Like my work here.
Your goal
is done, right?
Accomplished.
And so that's really the biggest goal of this, is just to really help people understand that you don't need to know everything. You don't, because you can't.
You can't. It's impossible.
even in this day and age where you have access to whatever, like we said, it's okay not to know. And just go for it. Like, and you will figure it out. Like, think through your own life, Paul. All the things that you were scared of, fearful of.
Spiders.
You know, besides stuff like that. Like when you were trying something or going to your first disc golf tournament, the nerves, the fear was there, but you did it and you made it through because you figured it out, and it ended up teaching you something. Yeah, you might have failed. You might have fallen. You might have gotten hurt, but it's gotten you to where you are today, right?
Right.
So that's kind of the overall idea and how it got started. And I kind of mentioned goals. And I think the last thing you asked was like future.
Yeah. Like where do you want it to go?
I don't know. And that's honestly
You're
the best
unaware.
part of this.
Unaware of where you want it to
See,
go.
this is why I brought you on. I didn't even think about that. I'm unaware of where Unaware brand is going to go. No, the really cool part about this is that this isn't for other people. Like, yes, I'm making it for other people, but wherever it goes, it goes. Like, I don't have an agenda for this.
We just put
right?
it out there.
Like, I know things I want to do. I know many goals I want to achieve. But in 5 years, who knows what this could be? And I don't want to put it in a box.
Right.
Like, if this turns out to be, like, bringing guests in, which I want to do, I want to test that out. You know, I can, because I get to make it and create it and try and fail and figure it out. And so for future, you know, the one thing I want to do is don't stop, even when it gets hard. Even when no one's listening, even when it doesn't make sense, like, I'm still going to make this in some aspect, form, way, right? Like, that's the only thing I'm 100% confident about is I'm not going to stop. Because
Don't stop.
don't stop till I make it to the top. Woo! Yeah, you know, it's just, it's something I'm excited about and something that scares the crap out of me.
Yeah,
And so
dude.
I know I can't stop because I haven't had that feeling in I don't know how long. I don't know when the last time something scared me. Like, I just did my first solo skydive jump
Is this
like a week ago. I wasn't nervous
scary
at all.
for you?
It is. Like, to start something of my own, build something of my own, and just put it out there
It's
and having
scary.
to continue it.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. And I haven't had that feeling, I don't know when.
Ever.
Like, I'm almost overconfident in a lot of things, but this scares the crap out of me,
Yeah.
which I love because it just goes and plays into that idea of being
Drives
unaware.
you.
Yeah, like, because I understand how people feel. And it only, like, in a weird way, that fear, like, just burns that fire more to make this into something, to continue it, you know. And there's this video of Will Smith, and he's talking about skydiving, which I'm going to talk about skydiving a lot, apparently. But he talked about, like, all the fear that was before the jump, right? Like, you sit there the night before, he couldn't sleep.
I would be terrified.
Anxiety, terrified, fear, you know, constant, just overthinking it, right? And he got on the plane and his heart's beating. He can't think, like, sensation overload. And, you know, they open the door and he's tandem, so there's a guy behind him, but they slide his legs out the door. You know, I've done this, so I know exactly what he's talking about. And you look down and you're, you know, thousands of feet in the air in a perfectly good airplane. And you're about to jump with nothing but a parachute to stop you from death, right?
Yeah.
That's a very oversimplification that most people have talked to me about because I've been trying to
Dude,
get my
I'm
license.
getting anxiety thinking
Um,
about this. Just skydiving.
But here's the thing, is as soon as he jumped, you know, I love the way he put it because I completely agree. It's this moment of,
Bliss.
yeah, like, and in that instant, nothing that you were thinking about before, no problem, no, like it's gone, and you are in the moment, and a smile instantly is on your face. Like, and what he said about it is that door, like that moment of falling was where the fear stopped. Like, that was it. And the best things in life are on the other side of fear. And since I watched that video, I don't know, maybe 4 years plus ago, like, I still remember that line. The best things in life are on the other side of fear, which is so true, because when you go and do it, even though you were fearful, even though you were scared, and that you shouldn't have, right? Like, everything in your body is telling you not to, for skydiving, jump out of the plane, but you do it.
Right.
Like, that's almost like, you achieved that. You got to do it. You pushed through the fear, and it's also one of the coolest dang things you can do as a human.
Right.
Now, that's an extreme example, but take that with anything, and there you go. And so, yeah, I'm just really excited for the future of this, to see, selfishly, where it takes us, where it takes my life, where it takes me to go, and have that on my mind constantly. Like, okay, I have to live my life being unaware, trusting, for my faith-wise, for that side of my life, trusting the Lord, being okay not knowing. For my personal life, like, here on the world of, nature, adventure, whatever, like, it's okay not to know. Do it. Like, that's my brand.
Yeah.
So the future is unaware. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know where it's going to go. And I think that's awesome.
It's okay.
Yeah.
That is completely okay.
Yeah. So that was a bit mumbled jumbled. And as time goes on, we'll definitely still talk more about it. And there's going to be a show dedicated to really the problem of over-awareness, because that has been one of the biggest things I've seen with the people I love and people around me. But that's a crash course on, Project Unaware and what it's about.
Yeah. So stick around, because good things are coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, probably. I mean, we don't know.
They will.
We don't know.
Well, we know good stuff will come.
Good stuff's coming. Yeah. We don't know when.
The cool thing
all
is
the time.
This, like, it's the Unaware podcast especially, is only going to get better. Like, right now, this is kind of an introduction, overview, yada, yada, yada. So,
yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone, to this point. We're going to figure it out.
Yeah. We are unaware of what we are doing.
We are. And that's awesome.
Like, I've never done a podcast.
Yeah. I mean,
Andrew's never done a podcast.
So,
but we decided to go for it.
Yeah, and do it and figure it out. And yeah, there's going to be times we fail and mess up and probably lose video, lose audio. I'm expecting all of that.
Lose listeners.
Gain listeners, hopefully.
Gain
eventually.
listeners, hopefully.
We are very, I think we both understand that it will probably be a while till there's actually solid listening. And we'll have to figure out really how to do this. Whether there's segments or with guests and
phone calls.
Yeah, there is. We have one planned. So, it's scary, trying to figure all that out and invest time into this, because it's
in money.
Well, it's already been a big investment, but that's also goes to show, like, we're putting our money where our mouth is. We're investing into this, and I do appreciate you for hopping in, man. You didn't hesitate. So
no,
I'm down. You're like, I'm good. I
want
down,
in. Dude, I've been wanting to do this for a while.
So I really
you
appreciate
made the dream happen.
Yeah. I'm just glad you're here, man. So before we close, there is one other part of the Unaware podcast that I really want to make consistent in what we do here, and that's bringing guests in and talking about their passions, whether it's small, big, niche, well-known. It could be croqueting or whatever it is.
Okay.
I was playing croquet yesterday, so it was on my mind.
Crocheting.
Knitting, whatever it is, I want to bring people in and have them talk about what got them into it, what made them start, like the process of it. Were they scared? How'd they take the first step? Because I have a friend who's in data, like data analytics for marketing. In our first data class, I will still never forget it. Charlie, my roommate from freshman year, we both took our last stats class, and we both left it. And he went, "Well, I am never, ever, ever taking another freaking stats class." Little known fact, he then became a stats major because he talked to someone who actually was in stats and loved it, and like talked to him about what it really is and how it's like solving a puzzle, which I want him on to kind of talk about that, so I won't go more into that. So I actually used him. I had a friend a couple years younger than me at Miami who was like, "Dude, I don't know. Like, it seems interesting, but I don't know if I want to switch majors." And I'm like, let me talk to you. Like, I'm going to sit you guys up and just talk to him. And after that, Dave was like, "I'm all in." Right? And it's always surprising to see how after you talk to someone that's passionate about it, that is in it and can actually explain what it is instead of just, data's this, it's numbers, crunching, school,
Right.
But someone can actually sit there and be like, no, like, it's like solving a puzzle or however else. People then are...
Everyone has a passion.
Exactly. And so to bring people
whether
on
they're
here...
aware of it or not.
Ooh. Wait, is it this one? Nope. We have sound effects. Nope. It's this one. There it is. We have sound pads that we're figuring out. I gotta put sounds on those for future shows.
Future shows.
But I'd love to bring people on and just talk about that, and those are conversations I selfishly want to have in the first place, and so I may as well have them on the show. So, just to see what got them in, and maybe that can help someone out there who's like, I'm struggling with what they're doing, and hearing someone talk about it and really get that passion on the show, that'd be awesome. So that being said, Paul, you are technically my first guest, and you'll be the most reoccurring guest because you are a co-host. You are my first subject.
Wow, okay.
And one of the things...
It's an honor to be on the show. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. Disc golf. Now, people who know Paul Canner know that disc golf is probably his middle name, if not his first, and if not his last, and he'll probably name his firstborn Disc and his secondborn Golf.
Those are terrible names.
You might do it, though. The man loves disc golf.
I do. I really do.
So, since you're my first person, I'll just start with, how'd you get into it? Why'd you get back into it? Because I know you did that. And we'll just start there.
Yeah, so I actually got into it, it's probably sophomore year of high school. My dad actually was the one who introduced me.
Mr. Canner.
Bill, yeah. Shout out.
What a man. Shout out Bill Canner.
He was playing disc golf with a buddy from work, and he asked me and my brothers if we wanted to go, join him. And to be honest, we thought it was super lame.
Really?
Yeah. We're like making fun of him, and we're like, oh, he's playing disc golf. He's not playing real golf, ball golf, which we didn't call it ball golf back then, but now we do. we thought it was super lame.
Wait. So you've gotten to the point where you call like golf, ball golf.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's ball golf.
Just because you also have disc golf.
Yeah, that's
I
golf.
love that. That's amazing. All right, continue. Sorry for jumping in.
No, you're good. Yeah, so we thought it was super lame. We were making fun of him and like roasting him. We're like, Dad's going off to play disc golf again.
Yeah.
And then about 2 weeks later, we decided to join him, and we played at this little 9-hole course at Fairfield North Elementary.
Oh.
It was terrible.
Well, you didn't have anything to really compare it to
That's true. We didn't realize how terrible it was until
until now.
Like the fairways were like 5 feet wide.
Wow.
Like it was difficult. The course actually doesn't exist anymore because no one took care of it, and it's just overgrown.
You're saying we could have gone and taken the baskets.
Someone took the baskets, I think. Probably I don't know who was in charge of it, but they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
The course is gone. We went there probably last year to see if it was still there. All the baskets were gone.
Wow.
I don't even think there were tee pads.
Wow.
But yeah, so we went there, and I mean, I enjoyed it. I wasn't like hooked immediately. And then people from my church also were playing disc golf, and like my youth pastor was playing, like the really popular kids were playing in my youth group.
The popular kids.
Yeah. So started playing with them a little bit.
Yeah.
Got some more discs. Probably had about four
Okay.
solid discs at that time.
Do you remember what they were?
I
Personal
had
curiosity. Probably like a
had
leopard.
a Beast, a DX Beast,
Okay.
a DX Leopard.
AVR.
No, I didn't have an AVR. I had an Aero.
I don't know if I know.
AERO.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that disc.
It's like a big, wide putter. I don't have it anymore. I gave it to Ryan.
Fair enough.
I had Beast, Leopard. Actually, I just had 3 discs at that point because I don't think I got my Banshee until later on.
Mm-hmm.
So I started out with 3 discs, as you do, just like the end of a starter pack.
Yep.
And I mean, I only threw forehand. Couldn't throw backhand to save my life.
Mm-hmm. Which I feel like is not normal. Most people throw backhand normally, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like everyone that I know, like all the new people that I've played with, have started throwing forehand.
I guess just coming
Actually,
from
not really.
Ultimate Frisbee and like
Just
like
like Ben-
Jam and stuff.
Ben started out throwing forehand.
So did Toshi. Which just doesn't feel normal. Like
Yeah.
I feel like backhand is the
Well, yeah. I
There you
started
go.
doing forehand. Luke started doing forehand. Michael started doing forehand. Tim
jeez.
barely played.
So I guess you just know all the backhanders or the forehanders. I mean,
I mean, it was just easier to throw. Like for those who don't play disc golf, throwing backhand is like how you like throw an actual frisbee, like
it's a backhand.
a backhand. Like you're backhanding someone, and then forehand is like flicking your wrist. Like how would you even describe that? Like you're slapping someone.
Kind of, but
like
your
a
hand sideways.
Forehand slap.
So you just slap someone on the face.
Yeah, you're just like slapping someone on the face. Andrew just slapped me, just so you know.
Not really. It was a little 2-finger touch.
Yeah, so I started out throwing forehand, and because I didn't know how to throw backhand. Because for those of you who don't know, backhand requires a certain technique to be able to throw it well. Like you can't just like.
It's not like normal frisbee.
It's not like normal frisbee.
It's a steep learning curve.
Yeah. So I was playing on and off throughout high school with some buddies. We mainly just played Harbin Park because that was like the only course we knew of before UDisc. Yeah,
Great
so
app
played
for all
on
disc
and
golfers.
off. We didn't play as heavily as we do now, but we definitely played a lot. Got some more discs, built up the bag to like 6 or 7, and then got to college and kind of stopped playing. Like, I played a little bit freshman year because I was still in Fairfield.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, sophomore and junior year of college, I didn't play at all. Like, I just completely stopped cold turkey. And I don't even remember how we got back into it.
Quarantine.
No, it was way before quarantine.
Was it?
Yeah, I was playing way before quarantine. I think you started.
I started right before quarantine.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And then quarantine, we played like every day.
As me and Luke started playing again, like right after junior year of college, yeah. And we just started playing a lot. Got more discs. Started watching Jomez Pro.
Shout out. Could be a sponsor.
Shout out Jomez. It's a disc golf media company that on YouTube.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah. They have really good content.
So let me
Actually
ask
made
you.
the shirt.
It's a cool shirt. Not a sponsor. Now there's
Not a
one
sponsor.
Deli, but could be.
It's a dope shirt.
So let me ask you this, Paul.
Yeah.
Like, what about disc golf? Like, why do you keep going back and playing?
Why do I keep going back and playing?
Yeah. Like, what keeps you coming back?
Honestly, it is so fun it's just it's a fun activity to play with your buddies. But I think like the main reason is because me and my younger brother Luke, we started playing like a lot and like started bonding over it like right after my brother passed away. And I think that just kind of grew us closer, and it just became the norm for us. Like, it's kind of like when we're on the course, like nothing else matters. Like, it's kind of like a coping mechanism for us, and we're just like in our own world there.
Yeah.
We're also very good.
Yeah.
So it's enjoyable to just the competitive aspect of it. We're pretty even competitively. Luke has a way better forehand than I do, but I have a way better
his
backhand
forehand
than he does.
is nuts.
Yeah.
But also you're freaking But
So
it's
yeah,
good.
we kind of go back and forth. Like, we try to beat each other in like strokes or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like he definitely has the upper hand at some courses with his forehand, but I have a monster backhand.
Dude, you do. I think he'd be good at Echo Valley. It has a lot of curves to the right.
Yeah, that's true.
So
He didn't do well there, though.
Suck it, Luke. Well, dude,
I think it's definitely like the bonding experience I have with my brother and like
awesome.
my friends. Like, all my best friends want to play now.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fun activity, and it's a growing sport, and I am playing tournaments now.
Yeah.
Like,
so tell me about that
tournaments.
then. Like, how'd you get into that? What made you decide, hey, I'm gonna go play tournaments and try and do this?
Yeah, try to do it. Yeah, I was playing a lot, and I'm like, this is just this becoming mundane. Like, I want to do something with. I want to be competitive. Like, I'm watching all these disc golfers on YouTube playing tournaments, and I'm like, I want to do that. Like, I want to experience that. So in February, I signed up for the PDGA, the Professional Disc Golf Association, as an amateur, and signed up for my first tournament. It was the Boonwoods. I forget what it's called. The bag tag opener at Boonwoods or something, because they had bag tags they were giving out or something. So I signed up for that. Boonwoods is in Kentucky, Burlington, and it was a cold February day.
Yeah,
I think it was February. Yeah,
It was.
It was February.
Mm-hmm.
super cold. I had an 8:30 tee time, which is like one of the
Didn't
earliest.
you sleep here?
No.
That was a different one.
I slept at my house. 8:30 tea time, and it was about 20 degrees when I got out of my car.
Dude, your hands had to be... And when your hands are cold with disc golf, it's a completely
Luckily
different game.
the sun was getting it like coming out, so the temperature ended up raising pretty fast.
Wow.
But like when I first got there, it was like mid 20s degrees, and I was wearing like a beanie. I had to have a face mask because of COVID. So luckily I had that to keep like my neck and stuff warm. I was just wearing a hoodie.
Dude,
I didn't want to be restricted with my.
You can't be.
Yeah,
Else your shot is complete. Like changing one little thing is a completely different shot.
Yeah.
So,
but the tournament was fun. I ended up taking 6th place out of 29 in my division. I was playing recreational, which like there's like a tier system. So it's like recreational is like the lowest. Actually, there's novice is like the actual lowest, and then
start somewhere.
Intermediate, advanced, and then when you're ready or you feel like you can make some money, you go into open, and that's where like the pros. You're a pro at that point. So, competing professionally or whatever. So that's my goal. That's my end goal.
Yeah,
is to play in the open and make some actual money, because you can't make money as an amateur. You can just get vouchers and stuff.
Get free stuff.
Free stuff. So I've gotten a lot of free stuff. Well, not free because I had to pay for the tournament.
But it's free stuff.
But yeah, signed up for the first tournament. Did pretty well there. And I've played in 4 more after that.
That's awesome, man.
I only finished outside of the top 10 once, and that was this past weekend or 2 weekends ago in Columbus.
Yeah.
I got 11th though. So like,
you were so close.
so close to being top 10.
Close.
Yeah.
So what, for all the people out there, like, you know what, disc golf, maybe I want to try it.
Yeah.
What
it
would you
is
say
like
to
the
them
number one.
to go do it?
I feel like it's the number one growing sport in the country right now.
Honestly, a lot of people and so many courses are going up.
Yeah.
So what's your advice to people who are like, I don't know where to start? Like, how do I get into it? Where do I go? What disc golf?
Okay. First off, you want to get discs.
Obviously. Doesn't matter what kind.
Yes. If you're a beginner, do not get high-speed drivers. You will fail immediately. You want to start off with throwing putters, mid-ranges, and maybe some slower speed fairway drivers, because your arm speed will not be there, and you will just be hooking left every time, every single time.
Or hooking right, depending on the way whichever way they
or
throw.
right, if you want to throw forehand, or if you're left-handed. I don't know. But yeah, like I've listened to disc golf podcasts and the pros' advice. They recommend starting off with throwing putters and mid-ranges, because you can throw a putter just as far as a driver.
We would know. We played that whole round with putters.
Yeah. I throw an all putter round, throw an all mid-range round. And once you get your arm speed better, then you can start getting into like the 7 to 8 speed fairway drivers, and then like slower speed distance drivers, like 9 or 10 speeds. But yeah, I definitely recommend not buying a 14 speed distance driver as your first disc, just because it looks cool, or just because
they do look cool though.
Like the speed number, which is
The first.
So the discs have like flight numbers. The first one is speed. Just because it has a really high speed does not mean that it will go the furthest. That means that
What? That's what I thought that number read, man.
that
What?
means that is what your arm speed needs to be, kind of
to huck it.
to just yam it and throw it so that the flight is what it's designed to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a new disc golfer throwing a 14-speed driver, it like a backhand, right hand backhand, it will go left immediately. It will not do what you want it to do, and then you're just gonna be looking in the woods for hours.
Those are the worst.
So that's my advice for beginners. Don't buy high-speed discs.
And then what? Just go to their local course and
Just go to your local
play?
course, play. If you want to keep track, there's a great app called UDisc. You can keep track of your scores. They actually got some upgrades, and you can like, oh, what's it called?
You can track the distance.
Yeah, you can track your distance of your throws.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like there's some great updates. It's a great app, UDisc. Definitely.
And it
definitely
shows all the
recommend it.
courses too, which
Yeah.
is really nice.
That's
And
true.
the rating.
And the rating. of
And the
course.
condition. It's honestly the best app.
It's
for
such a
UDisc.
great app.
Or
Like
for
whoever
just disc
designed it
golfing.
is
Yeah.
a genius.
Um,
So that's my first piece of advice. What else was your question?
I just asked, like, if they want to get started, where do they go? How do they do it? Advice for the person like disc golf. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I think you kind of covered
Yeah,
it.
just don't go into it with a lot of expectations, because odds are you're not gonna be like throwing 300
Mhm.
feet your first time playing.
I didn't. I threw like 10. I hit a tree every time.
Yeah. I was also not very good when I first started.
But you do get better. I'll add
You
to
do
that.
get yeah.
Um,
If you practice, and
yeah.
like it's not just about like just going to courses and playing. Like if you really want to get good, you got to go to a field and just practice throwing.
Mm-hmm.
Putting is very important.
Putting. What a time.
Figure out how to putt.
I'll add one too. Bring friends.
Bring friends. Yeah, that'll make the experience way better.
It's generally free.
It
There are only
It
a
is
few
free.
paid courses.
yeah. There are a few paid courses.
But don't go
You
to
just
those,
have to pay
go
for
the
your
free
discs. But
Yeah,
like you can get the
and-
NFS starter pack for like $20.
And just go with friends, man. And I mean, we have like what 10 plus people now that we could
I have-
play with.
We have accumulated quite the group of
Yeah.
people.
I mean, maybe they don't play often, but they'll play.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, hey, you want to play disc golf? Sure.
Yeah.
Like I cannot tell you the amount of people while we were in college that's like, hey, dude, I'm playing disc golf today. You want to come? I guess I've never played, but I'll
Like,
come.
I have so many guests on UDisc. Like, when
Yeah.
you can like add
Yep.
a guest that doesn't have UDisc.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many.
Dude, and
My
it's
girlfriend
really
plays.
cool too, because you can just walk and talk and like joke around, mess
Yeah.
around. You can take it as serious as you
It's
want.
just a great bonding experience. Yeah.
So that's what keeps you coming back, huh, Paul?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I'm sure we'll talk definitely probably more about disc golf as time goes on.
Oh, we
because
for sure will.
We both enjoy it, and
Maybe
It's
we
just
can
an
have a
awesome
disc
sport.
golf segment
we can.
where we talk
We can
about
create whatever we want.
the the tournament from the past week or something.
Yeah,
Professional tournament.
yeah. I mean, especially
Or my tournament.
That's
Or
true.
your tournament.
Well, we'll see. All the tournaments are during when I work, or they're during like a weekend I've had a wedding or whatever.
Most
It's,
tournaments are like Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I know. I haven't had a free weekend since middle of March,
Yeah.
which is insane. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Well, I think we'll go ahead and kind of wrap things up there. Thanks for tuning in, watching the first episode, guys and
love
gals. We do. And if you really listen to this whole thing, text me and I'll Venmo you $1 because you're just the best.
And I will Venmo you 50 cents.
So you get $1.50 if you've watched it to this far. Now you can't just skip to the end. None of that. I see you, and you.
We see you.
Yeah. So, but in all seriousness, thanks for staying and tuning in.
Sticking around, hanging out with us, being unaware with us.
Yeah. There's some kinks to work out, and there's, definitely a lot of growth to be had. So.
And if you want to sponsor us, we're down.
Oh, yeah.
We're down with that.
Sponsor us. Well, if it's a good product, we have to test it first.
We will be testing.
I'm not going to lie about if it's good. Like, if I like it, I'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's crap, like, if you send me a product and I don't want it, I'm not going to talk about it. So, like, it is what it is. But that's down the line when
it is what it is.
It is what it is. But yeah, so by the time this launches, everyone, go live on Apple, Spotify, whatever. The plan is to do it every 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, there will be another one of these. You can check out projectunaware.com. There will be a blog every week that there isn't a podcast. So you can read through that, read through ideas from me, from my heart, sometimes Paul, and sometimes other people. So,
and if you have any questions, ideas, anything, tips,
yeah, we are going to get a tip jar.
Send them in, DM us.
Yeah, so go on social media.
Do we have an email address?
I do have an email address, but that's the business one yet. I'll probably make one for questions. So that will be on the video right here. Mm-hmm. Email that.
Check the link
in the bio. Oh man. See, these are the things we got to figure out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have social media. Go follow that. That will be in the bio as well, and we'll post content to that, and
videos on YouTube.
Yeah, go
smash that like button.
That's the only time we're gonna say that. We're not gonna be those people.
Okay, yeah.
We'll be like and smash and subscribe. No, check it out if you want.
No, if you want to like the like button,
I'd love that.
Like it. like it, dude.
Yeah, I mean, follow it. I know you guys use Instagram, so
if you're not using Instagram,
honestly, I feel like most people our age group uses Instagram, which could be a problem. We'll talk about that another time, though. Which is funny because we're encouraging them to use it, even though it's like there's going to be an episode that talks about the overuse of social media. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but appreciate you guys. Check it out. And we will be back in 2 weeks. My challenge to you, Paul, and all the people, do something unaware this week.
Challenge you. Do something unaware.
I will.
I will.
I don't know what it is yet, but I will.
I will be.
Yeah. And just take the step towards something new. Say yes to something. Like, it doesn't have to be big, crazy, life-changing. Like, it could be something small. Just go do something and be unaware. And just see where it goes. That's the coolest part about it is you're all smart. You'll figure it out. So that's my challenge. If you want, let me know. If, probably a lot of you watching this have my number. So feel free to text me, call me, whatever. Tag us on Instagram if you do something cool on Instagram. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Honestly, that would be cool in the future.
We will repost your post, story, anything.
Yeah, especially once we kind of get going and growing, and so. But yeah, that's all we got for today. We will see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So, peace.
Peace.
You didn't say sleaze.
Sleaze.